name is Pam Ross, and she's been here before. This is your second visit?
Second time, yeah. I was
So
here a couple
stoked.
of years, like 3 years ago, maybe.
Okay,
something
well,
like that.
as you know, we jump right into a song, and so have at it.
Okay, well, this is a new song. I do have a new album starting to drop May
Awesome.
8th. But I'm going to start off with a new song that I wrote that's not on that album because it's new and we like to play our new songs.
Okay.
This is called Did You Smile as Much as Your Dog? There we were late one evening, me and Mama on the porch swing, as I rambled thoughts from my head. When I look back on my life, how will I know if I got it right? Then she looked at me and said, well, did you smile as much as your dog? Did you get yourself right with God? Give back more than you take, fix past mistakes. One day we all move on. When you look back and it's gone, did you smile as much as your dog? I looked at my dog's endless grin. I knew my mom was right again. The best advice I ever heard. When I feel lost and start to doubt, would I become who I am now? I ask myself these words. Did you smile as much as your dog? Did you get yourself right with God? Give back more than you take, fix past mistakes. One day we all move on. When you look back and it's gone, did you smile as much as your dog? It's really simple and there ain't no way around it. Just leave the world a little better than you found it. And smile as much as your dog. Get yourself right with God. Give back more than you take. Fix past mistakes. One day we all move on. When you look back and it's gone, did you smile? Oh, did you smile as much as your dog? Did you get yourself right with God? Give back more than you take. Fix past mistakes. One day we all move on. When you look back and it's gone, did you smile as much as your dog? Did you smile as much as your dog? Oh, give back more than you take, fix past mistakes. Oh, did you smile as much as your dog? Oh, give back more than you take, fix past mistakes. Oh.
Pam Ross, live here in the studio, kicking us off with a fun song about a smiling dog.
I have to know where that song, how was that song born?
I was out running, and someone was walking their dog, and the dog had a stick. And you would have thought that they had a solid gold stick worth $1 million.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was just the
It
best
was
stick in
the
the world.
stick.
Smiling like, I've got all I need. And I was running, I was like, you know, I thought of my dog. Our dog's always smiling. I mean, we come home, it's just like she hasn't seen us in 5 years. Everything's, you know, she got her little squeaky toy. She's in heaven. If we could be as happy as our dogs. I mean, just simple things made us that happy. Wow. And so I probably wrote the first verse and maybe most of the chorus before I was done running, and then went home and finished the song.
That's got to be a kind of a powerfully good feeling. I mean, not yes, the dogs and being happy and sticks, but a song coming together that quickly in your head, kind of in a zen moment while you're running.
Yes. I love it when they come together quickly. Sometimes, you know, you got to work on them and you rewrite and you rewrite and you rewrite, and that's the process. Mm-hmm. And every now and then, it just kind of flows quickly. And
Well, since last we saw you, a lot has happened. You've come out with a new album. You've become very involved with the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op, which we'll get to later in the show. But we would love to hear about your new album. What is it? Et cetera.
Well, it'll be my third.
Wow.
So I just gave you all the first two. The last single for my second one is out right now. That's Say It Two Times. So the first single from my third album will be out May 8th. The name of the single is called That Kind of Summer. And it just got a really great review in Vents Magazine. So I was excited about that.
Nice.
The name of the album will be called Wait For It. And I'll be releasing one single every 2 months, like I do. And hopefully it'll still, it'll go well.
And for those people who listen to Americana music, give us an example of stations where we can hear your music being released.
WHUP has it. I'd have to check with my manager, because he just takes care of all of that. It does get played. A lot of independent radio stations all over the country and in other countries as well. The record label I'm with, MTS, just does a fantastic job at promotion and getting stuff out. But I just go online, I guess. Where can I find Pam Ross? You can always find my stuff online, Spotify, Apple, the whole normal blah, blah, blah.
And you don't have to remember all of that. You can just go to pamrossmusic.com and you get links to everything you need.
Yes, sir. That is the truth.
Or you can just get cozy and keep listening because Pam's going to play another song.
Yes, as she gets acquainted with her new friend here.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
I'm holding a new friend. Yeah, we're going to... This is a song just finished mixing and everything and finally got it ready for my third album. This will be the third single that gets released from it. And this is called Lost in Heaven. You're singing loud, turning up the volume. You get me hotter than a day in late June. I go wild when you get crazy. You start dancing with your faded jeans on. You're gonna keep me up all night long looking like that. Good Lord have mercy. Hidden by the pines, this night is open wide. You make me feel like I'm lost in heaven with you. The prayer that's coming true. Temptation in your kiss. You're everything I can't resist. Angels are singing right on cue and blushing from the view. I'm lost in heaven with you. Inhibitions fade away when you smile at me and move that way, and the stars shine down on your body. I'll take my hand and we'll take it slow. No one's around so no one will know, and the full moon won't tell anybody. When Sunday morning sees you lying next to me, I know that I'm gonna be lost in heaven with you. The prayer that's coming true. Temptation in your kiss. You're everything I can't resist. Angels are singing right on cue and blushing from the view. I'm lost in heaven with you. Hidden by the pines, this night is open wide. You make me feel like I'm lost in heaven with you. The prayer that's coming true. Temptation in your kiss. You're everything I can't resist. Angels are singing right on cue and blushing from the view. I'm lost in heaven with you.
Pam Ross, live here in the studio with her new friend, this wonderful big booming Dreadnought Yamaha guitar.
Where'd you pick that one up?
Oh, y'all were just so nice to lend this to me. I forgot my guitar, folks. It's true. I showed up here without my guitar. It's sitting at home next to the garage door inside.
And in over a decade of us doing this show, this has happened before. You would.
I was
maybe
so
not be
happy to hear
surprised.
that I'm not the first person to do that.
We won't name the names that we named off air, but there have been people showing up without guitars who should have had their guitars with them.
Yeah, so
I
it's
can
a
be
little
paid
different
for
than my
names.
tailor, but I'm not going to complain. I am not going to complain. It's a guitar.
Well, and you showed up. You were a little bit distressed. We put a guitar in your hand. It's been hanging on a wall for a while. The action isn't the best. The strings are probably a little bit old, but you're here playing it as if it's an old friend now.
Yeah.
Thank you all for having
Oh,
this.
not to worry.
Thanks to Mike Benson for leaving it in the studio for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Now, when you release songs and your album, obviously you're making the rounds, if you will. You know, we're probably not the only radio station you're playing on. What does
She's
your
cheating on us?
well? We encourage that.
Okay.
We encourage polyplay,
Open
or
relationships.
whatever. Yeah. So, what does the next, I don't know, month or two look like for you as you release these songs? Do you have some gigs lined up? Are you traveling? What's going on?
I do have May is a very busy month for me.
I hope so.
I do have a lot going on, and I don't know when my next trip to Nashville is. I usually try to keep a regular schedule with that, but I had surgery which sidelined me for a while.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't middle plate put in my forearm.
Oh,
So, I actually.
I've got one of those too, by the way.
Okay.
yay, science.
Yay.
So, yeah, I'm not sure when I'm going to get back to Nashville, but you can always find it on pamrossmusic.com. I have stuff on a calendar and in my phone, and I just have to look and go, where am I going this week? Okay, this is what I'm doing. I know I'm doing JCO Radio
Okay.
on Tuesday, and that's going to be they do that in Shady's in Garner, so you can actually go and hang out, and you can watch the live performance.
That is cool.
And I'm in Pittsburgh next Friday, and then
At Farrington Village.
Yes, I love that place. They got the Oreo cows.
The
It's
Oreo
so
cows are amazing.
Cool. Yes, I'll be there, and then after that, I'm at White Street Brewing, I believe.
And Oakland Springs Brewery. I'm here looking at your website right
I'm
now.
at Oakland Springs Brewery.
Oakland Springs Brewery.
You are
yes.
now.
Now that we've announced it.
Well, and just out of curiosity, who?
Oh, the Songwriter Showcase.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
okay.
yes.
It's the songwriter. I'm thinking solo show. Yes, I'm going to be doing a Songwriter Showcase. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you have support with your booking, or do you do all of this yourself? How does that work?
I do my booking on my own.
Okay, that's amazing.
It is a lot of work, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It is. It's very tedious, and yeah. I wish I had someone to do it for me, but I don't. That's something I do on my own.
Well, if you're listening and you are a singer-songwriter or artist, pay attention. Pam Ross, again, like our guest last week, is a woman doing the work and doing the business work, doing the artistic work. Pay attention. Go to her website. Listen to what she has to say tonight. You can learn from these people. This is a free masterclass, y'all. But I think what she should do right now is play us another song.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be the second release from my upcoming album. This is the one I'll be doing a video for. I'm a little behind schedule getting my video notes done, but I promised Evelyn Putnam and Rob Allen Underhill I will have them finished by the end of next week. And I'm going to have Maverick Rose in this video with me. He was in my first video.
I don't know who that is, but I want to know them because of their name.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy, but he's gonna be playing my inner demon on this one.
I want to be an inner
We
demon.
need to. I want that job.
But this is called "Who's Gonna Save You." Tear it down and start again. It's never perfect. You never win. Spend tomorrow crying over yesterday. If you can't have it, burn it down. You're knee deep in ashes all around. always chasing something that slipped away. Daddy saved you from the monster under the bed. Mama dried your tears when they were shed. Now you're burning down your life from end to end. God might save you from someone else, but who's gonna save you from yourself? Looking forward, living in the past. Even when you win, you still feel last. All alone in the center of a crowded room. You pray for the strength to just let go. This hanging on is like dying slow, fading out like the sun behind the moon. Daddy saved you from the monster under the bed. Mama dried your tears when they were shed. Now you're burning down your life from end to end. God might save you from someone else, but who's gonna save you from yourself? Light the match and just breathe deep. The gasoline is at your feet. This moment's been waiting for a while. It's always funny till you're the joke, the punchline at the end of the rope, coming face to face with your denial. Daddy saved you from the monster under the bed. Mama dried your tears when they were shed. Now you're burning down your life from end to end. God might save you from someone else, but who's gonna save you from yourself? Daddy saved you from the monster under the bed. Mama dried your tears when they were shed. Now you're burning down your life from end to end. God might save you from someone else, but who's gonna save you from yourself?
More Pam Ross live here in the studio. And Pam, I hate to do this, but I need to ask a guitar question again.
Huh?
Because you mentioned the guitar you would have brought with you was a Taylor, right?
Yes.
So Taylor's fantastic guitars,
Yes.
big dynamic mid-range and very bright top end. Not what the big Yamaha Dreadnought has. It's a little bit more boomy, a lot more bass, but I think it sounds great with your voice. So I wonder,
does.
do you change how you sing a little bit, maybe with the guitar you're playing, or is it just serendipity?
I think we
kind of
do pitch match. You know, you got to make adjustments. You know, the song's still the song in the same key, but yeah, I think you kind of do try and match what you're playing along with.
I suppose that makes sense, and probably why most guitar players I know have multiple guitars. So they'll pull a different one down off the wall for a different kind of a song, or to help them write a different kind of a song.
Well, in the studio, I use an array of different guitars.
Sure.
Excuse me. Depending on, you know, because some songs are going to have a more bright sound, and
Right.
other ones you want a darker sound. I used my Taylor for some, and I used some other guitars that FJ had in his studio. It's just, you know, yeah.
Yeah, and specifically why I thought about it was that song particularly. It seemed like
it matched nicely.
Yeah, it sounded good with the kind of the darker, heavier bass of that guitar.
And another thing that sounds really interesting is your vibrato. Your vibrato is, I can't tell if you're using it as a tool or if it just naturally you kind of turn it on, but it is one of the more interesting and lovely vibratos
Totally
I've heard.
works.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
very compelling. So, have you developed that? Is it natural? Do you use it as a tool?
Well, I think it's just the way I sing.
Okay, and
That's the right answer.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the way I sang. I'm sure there's times I use it more than others.
Yeah.
I'm not really conscious of it. I think there's time when it comes in better, and there's times where you want things more smoothed out.
Oh, I heard you do it on this song. So in the song, when the narrative was taking us to a place where you were quite literally wailing and you didn't know the answer, the vibrato didn't turn on that note. And then as you came down in your notes and the narrative was inquiring more and maybe starting to answer itself, then the vibrato turned on to almost give us resolution. I thought that was super interesting.
I totally agree. It made it a compelling song.
Yeah. So anyway, now you're aware. Now she's going to be self-conscious.
Yeah,
about
don't
it.
make her
No,
think
actually,
about
no,
these
I'm not
things.
self-conscious about it. No, just the
No,
way
it's
I sing.
very,
It's what
very,
comes
very
out.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's something I would love to be able to do.
Let's hear Pam Ross do it some more.
I think that's a really good idea.
Do you mind playing us another song, Pam?
I do not.
I hope you have a lot more.
Well, yeah, I've got an awful lot of songs. We
Yes.
could
It
be
seems
here
like she's got
all night
buckets
long.
here.
There's a song I wrote. It's not on any album. I was out one night and playing out, and a friend was there. I'm gonna leave him nameless, but y'all know him. A lot of people know him. He was telling me the story how he doesn't drink anymore. One morning, on his way to work, he took a gummy bear, and he thought he was taking the lowest dose possible. Like that. I don't know what the percentage is on those things. I'll be honest, but the lowest dose. So he gets to work, and things start feeling and looking kind of funny.
All right.
So he looks at the package and no, he took the highest dose legally possible.
Okay.
So that made for a very interesting day at work for him.
Please tell me he's not like a physician or a surgeon.
No,
I had the
He's
best
not.
time in brain surgery today.
he's not. But I told him, I'm like, you don't tell a story like that to a songwriter and don't expect something. So I wrote this song about his experience, and it's called The Gummy Bear Express.
Nice.
Sunglasses, hands on the wheel, bumper to bumper, and I feel like I need to get away. In my pocket waiting there is a sweet little ticket to anywhere. I think today might be the day. Don't try to tell me that it's not allowed. The boss can't get mad if he don't find out. The Gummy Bear Express is pulling in. I'm gonna hop on board and go for a spin. When I make it back, I'll tell you where I've been. The Gummy Bear Express is pulling in. Paid time off's the way to go. I'm at my desk, nobody knows the vacation that I'm on. I got up once to send a fax, but I can say other than that, this train is loaded up and gone. I've got a window seat and loving the view. I sit and smile because they don't have a clue. The Gummy Bear Express is pulling in. I'm gonna hop on board and go for a spin. When I make it back, I'll tell you where I've been. The Gummy Bear Express is pulling in. The hours pass without the daily grind. I think I'll stick around for overtime. The Gummy Bear Express is pulling in. I'm gonna hop on board and go for a spin. When I make it back, I'll tell you where I've been. The Gummy Bear Express is pulling in. The Gummy Bear Express is pulling in.
You are listening to Pam Ross on WHUP Pass the Hat if you just tuned in. Pam Ross, you have also become a well-regarded leader in the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op. We hear your name in this studio.
Quite a bit.
We do.
Oh, really?
People talk about how they ran into you pretty much everywhere. Your name comes up a lot. Oh, I met Pam Ross. It's when people are new to town. That's when we hear the name.
Mm-hmm.
Someone new to the community comes in. We feature them on the show. And we ask them, well, how did you get involved in the community? Well, I showed up at an open mic, and Chet Nichols was there, and Pam Ross was there. And we hear those two names all the time.
So whether it's intentional or not, you're doing some good outreach for the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op.
Good. Yes, it's a really great thing to be part of. I just played a co-op show last Saturday at Earth Day Fair.
Yes, that
in
was
Salem,
a
Wisdom.
well-regarded show.
That
Yeah.
was. I played that before. That's a really nice one.
Yep.
So we get a lot of nice shows. I try to get songwriter rounds for people as much as I can. It's just finding the right place. When it comes to a songwriters round, you don't want it to be where people are talking and it's noisy.
You want as much of a
Yeah.
listening room as you can get.
Yes, as much of a listening room as you can get. We just had one at Nass Street Tavern.
That's right. I remember seeing your name on
Very
the marquee.
cool.
Well,
I'm
on the
playing there
digital marquee.
a couple weeks. I think I'm going to be there.
Yes, you are. I saw that on your website.
And yeah, so we just had one. We just had one of the shows there, and so yeah, I'm kind of particular about where we have them to
Yeah.
ensure that the performers get a nice audience.
Yeah.
And they feel listened to. But
Now,
that's
do you
one of my
have
main
an
things.
official role? I'm kind of putting that in the air
I'm
quotes.
like
in the...
I'm secretary, which means I take notes at
Okay.
our meeting,
Yeah.
and then I try to take care of our songwriter rounds that I talked about, putting those together, and I take care of a lot of the posting when we have events coming up, putting those on our website and posting them on the local like Facebook pages for music, like
Yeah.
local music with us and Triangle Music, things like that.
Right.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job.
Thank you.
Because, and it's not just, Pam Ross, it's you connecting people. That's what we always hear. And that is powerful.
Well, and that's what anyone involved with a songwriters co-op should be doing, is
Yeah.
connecting people. So thank you.
Yeah, good
Thank you very
stuff.
much.
We are approaching the top of the hour, so we're going to remind you that you are listening to WHUP LP Hillsboro. It's about 7 o'clock, and we're
Ish.
going to invite our spokesmodel to introduce us to our second hour sponsor.
That's
so
right.
You know what to do. Grab
Support
that
for
box.
this second
You're
hour.
the spokesmodel.
I'll do the talking.
Like
you,
Vanna
you
White.
hold up that box.
Yeah. You just get to sit there and look cute.
So, support for this second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it,
We all have chocolate needs.
Every guest on Pass the Hat gets a gift of chocolate from Matthews. We don't know what's in the box, but we know that it is delicious.
I can't wait till I'm done because I'm going to bite into it.
And speaking of delicious, Matthew has a big case full of freshly made sorbets. And Kim Lane, you're
favorite.
kind of a fan of Matthew's sorbets, aren't you?
My favorite is the pineapple. I could just put that in my face all day. So good. Num. So if you can't have dairy, Matthew is great. He'll laugh at you. He'll make fun of you, and that's fine. Just let him do it. But he is very good at taking care of us allergic folks.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But you will get laughed at.
You will get laughed at. But even right there on the gelato case where there's the gelato and the sorbet in there, there's also a little basket with lactate in it.
I have a lactose problem. I carry those pills with me.
But isn't that nice that he does that?
It's just the thoughtful kind of a guy he is in his rude, demeaning kind of a way.
Yeah. Yes.
He is not rude or demeaning.
No. Well, let's get back to it. Let's kick off this hour with another song.
This is from my second album.
Which one is it? I'm looking at both of these. I've got When Therapy Fails.
That's my first one.
Okay, and Outside the Box.
That's my second one. That's
Okay.
the one that the last single is out right now.
Okay.
And I can't remember what one. This is called Crazy Ride. I don't remember what lineup it was on the second album. But this all came about one morning when I was starting to work out. And my wife walked into the bedroom, and her hair is all a mess. And she's like, oh, this is going wrong and that's going wrong and this is just going to be a crazy day and you should write a song about it going to be a crazy day. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just do that. Okay. Well, later on, I'm sitting down with my guitar and I'm like, And I did. I wrote a song about it being a crazy day. So that's how this song all came about. And it's actually called Crazy Ride, though. So I changed it a little bit. Alarm clock saying it's time to rise and shine. Your hair looks like Medusa and I laugh inside. Then I tell you that I love you and you look just fine. Then the TV dies, it's raining outside. We're both running late for the 100th time. Living life with you on this crazy ride. Spinning up and down feeling butterflies. It's never perfect but it's always right. You make a Monday feel like a Friday night. Living life with you on this crazy ride. Don't wanna miss a second of each surprise. Rolling through the changes side by side. Living life with you on this crazy ride. You, me, and the dog took off to go and play. A little off-road driving on a beautiful day. Then you smile at me and take my breath away. Then the truck gets stuck, the dog gets sick, and we're stuck out there somewhere in the sticks. Living life with you on this crazy ride. Spinning up and down feeling butterflies. It's never perfect but it's always right. You make a Monday feel like a Friday night. Living life with you on this crazy ride. Don't wanna miss a second of each surprise. Rolling through the changes side by side. Living life with you on this crazy ride. There's always a fire we gotta put out, but we've been learning that's what life's about. Dancing through the flames with my best friend. I wanna wake up in the morning and do it again. Living life with you on this crazy ride. Spinning up and down feeling butterflies. It's never perfect but it's always right. You make a Monday feel like a Friday night. Living life with you on this crazy ride. Don't wanna miss a second of each surprise. Rolling through the changes side by side. Living life with you on this crazy ride. Yeah.
Pam Ross, live here on Pass the Hat. Learn more at pamrossmusic.com. Pam, speaking of writing songs, I had a question and I've totally spaced it out. No, wait, I'm here. You mentioned your wife telling you, hey, you should write a song about that. Has that, outside of that one experience, has that ever worked for you? Of someone saying, hey, write a song about this, I have an idea for you.
Yeah.
That actually works?
Yeah, there's a song, it's going to be on my third album, called Crack Across the Windshield. And I was New Year's Eve. I got off stage, and God walked up to me, and he goes, do you know why the rearview mirror is so small and the windshield is so big? And I'm like, no, I really don't. He goes, it's because God intended us to spend our lives looking forward, not looking behind, living in the past. Now, you ought to write a song about that. And I went,
all right.
You know what? You're right, I should. And within a week, I had Crack Across the Windshield written.
How about that? Because, I was thinking, I go out and I see singer-songwriters performing all the time, and I regularly see, either during a break in between sets or after the show, people go up to the songwriter and say, hey, I've got an idea for a song. You should write a song about this. And the songwriters are always very polite, say, hey, that's a very good idea. But I'm always thinking in my head, I can't tell a songwriter what to write a song about. This just seems kind of stepping out of bounds.
Few beers and people will do anything, right?
Yeah,
But that
but
was a
there-
cool
but
analogy.
it
I
worked.
was like,
Right?
that is such a cool analogy. It's like, yes. I mean, if it would have been something stupid, I would have been like, yeah, okay. But that was a cool idea. I was like, that made a lot of
I
sense.
think I know why people do that though, because I get that too. People come up after poetry readings or songs or songwriter stuff, and I think it's because they're not writers.
Right?
So they have an idea. They are creative. But I know lots of people, like I can't draw, for example. So if
Yeah,
I
I'm with you.
wanted to see a visual thing, I would have no hesitation about going to an artist and saying, I would love to see XYZ. Could you do that?
I guess that's what half the world does with AI these days.
Yeah.
I have an idea, turn it into a picture for me or turn it into a poem for me.
Yeah, instead they're coming to Pam to ask for it personally. I personally think it's pretty cool when people approach us with the ideas as harebrained as they might be. And I do always consider them, always, because I'm like, hey, there's a free idea. I didn't have to, have to
Okay,
do
so
the work.
I'm not going to hold back from now on. I'm just going to walk up and say, hey, I have an idea.
Do it! Do it!
But, I think it works better for me when they have a 20 in their hand. How about you?
That would help.
Yeah, it does. So listen up, people. Pay
Yeah.
up.
Pay the musicians.
I did that song for free.
Yeah. So there's a song that I remember and I love, and I'm not in the habit of making requests. And if you don't want to play it tonight, I get it. There was a song I was listening to. I love your song "Cornflakes and Beer."
Cornflakes and beer.
And you probably get that request a lot.
I do get that. That's one of that. 2 shots of tequila is another one that I get requests for. It's always cool when you get requests. You love that. It's like,
Yeah.
that fire in the hole. I played I was an open
Oh,
mic.
I remember that one too.
Someone
that's
hollered
a
that
fun
out when I was at
one.
an open mic at Bronze and Oak.
Yeah.
So you
And I
want
was
people
like,
to
yeah.
know your songs and want to hear them.
That's a
that's
compliment.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Anytime someone asks you to play one of your songs,
Yeah.
it's completely different than someone saying, any Skinnerd?
But
Yeah.
play
Actually,
someone else's
I
song.
don't. Thank you. On purpose.
Well, I
I will play that. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Yes.
I'm so delighted.
Are you giving her a 20 now?
No, she's not. It's quite okay. Actually, really, someone requesting, saying, could you play that song? That's worth $1 million. That really is. That's just
Yeah.
like, wow, you know that song, and you want me to play it.
That's
That's
a
awesome.
win. That's got to feel good.
So this is cornflakes and beer.
I teach middle school, so I actually do think about that as a reality. I just want to make that really clear.
And I've been asked about it a lot. The beer was on the side. It was not over the cornflakes.
All
The
right.
beer was on the side, and it was about between 11 and 11:30 on a Sunday, so technically it was brunch.
See? Basically
so,
a mimosa.
before you start calling me names like heavy drinker, it was brunch.
Yeah, so she's fancy, y'all. Sit down.
Yes. It wasn't like Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., pouring the beer over the flakes.
Had another beer for dessert. Yes.
Yes, it was a Sunday, and the beer was on the side, and it was brunch. So anyways, cornflakes and beer. I spent all day in bed in the shirt you left behind. I wish that I could sleep, it would get you off my mind, but that's okay. Just another day, cornflakes and beer, and wishing you were here. I fight not to call you up, but it's so hard to do. You'd think if there's a God, he'd get me over you, but that's okay. It's just another day, cornflakes and beer, and wishing you were here. And I don't want to hear your name again. I don't want to wear your shirt. I don't want to dial your number up. And some someday this ain't gonna hurt. No. I find anything to keep you off my mind. Scooby-Doo and old cartoons, and I had a shot this time, and that's okay. It's just another day. Cornflakes and beer, and wishing you were here. I spent all day in bed in the shirt you left behind. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Okay, now you have to talk.
I love that song. I do.
Thank you so much. I really
yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
because it's this kind of rough image, but very graceful song, if that makes any sense. And I always appreciate that kind of tension in a song. That's what's interesting about your songwriting, is that you have a lot of variety in what you write. It doesn't all sound the same. You have songs that lift people up, and you have songs that make us think. You probably have some that get people dancing. So when you're playing a Pam Ross show, when you look into the audience, what do you tend to see? Do you see people listening, dancing, reaching out, asking for songs? What's it look like out there?
Depends on where I'm playing, really.
Yeah.
'Cause
What do
every
you
place
want
is
to
different.
see?
I like people to sit and listen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like. It's fun when I like playing the outdoor shows. That the farmers market in Pittsburgh, when you play outside
A
there,
great farmers
because
market.
people, Farrington Village, they get up and they're dancing.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know, little kids like me. I always have like a bunch of little kids up dancing. But I love that. I like it when people sit and listen. It's great when they get up and dance. As songwriters,
Yeah.
when people are sitting there and no one's listening and they're talking and they're loud,
Yeah.
no, that's not much fun. Those are the hard shows. And I really kind of pulled back from playing places like that anymore because it's not the same. So I've really kind of scaled back to places that I really enjoy playing.
Yeah. It did not take me long when I entered the songwriting world to decide that playing background music at bars was not for me.
Yeah,
At all.
it's really
Some people
not-
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
some
people
people are
do,
very
and
good
it is
at it.
a good thing. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, it pays.
And it does pay. And I'll do them once in a while, but really, it's just kind of like I don't want going to play a show feeling like work.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
want
call.
to look forward to it. I want to be like, all right, I'm going to this place to play tonight, and yes. If I'm going, oh God, I've got that show at that place tomorrow night, and that's not a place I want to play.
Now, is this your full-time endeavor? Music?
I also work at School of Rock.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Man, those kids are lucky. That's very cool.
Yes.
I work with a student who wants to get in. They want to buy a School of Rock. One of my kids, I was kind of consulting with them about their dreams in doing that. So are you a teacher? Do you
Yes,
guide-
yeah, I teach vocal and I teach guitar.
That's amazing.
And I'm going, what kind of really started it was my friend Francesca, she's like a GM, and she was putting together a songwriting course. So really I came in to teach songwriting. So I'll be teaching, mainly I teach at the Holly Springs.
Yep.
But once a week on Thursdays, I go to Cary, and I'm going to be doing the songwriting class. I'll be teaching songwriting there.
All right, Lucky Duck kids.
Very cool.
Well, I think you ought to play us another song and show them how it's done. Show don't tell, right?
You go, Kim Lane,
Yeah.
Taskmaster.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the third single from my fourth, I don't know, something like that. A fourth single of my third album, and it's been changing up a lot. It's not ready yet.
Okay.
It had I've got the electric guitar lead and the drums and everything, and I was just listening to the scaled back version FJ just sent. That it was just me, him, my guitar, his bass, whatever. And I was like, then I was listening to the track my lead guitarist up in Canada sent me, and I was like, I'm starting to change my idea on this. So I kind of brushed up on my B-flat pentatonic scale, and I went and I laid down an acoustic lead on it. And I was like, this sounds more like what it's supposed to be. And I was trying to think of, the drums, what to do with the drums. And then I was driving down the road, and Patience by Guns N' Roses came on. And I was like, they don't have drums on this. And I'm like, I think so I don't know if this song's going to have drums on it. We've got drum tracks, but I don't know if we're going to be using it. So I'm experimenting with it. But it won't be coming out until the fall, so I got a little
You don't
time.
need anything if you've got Slash playing.
No, and I'm not Slash, by the way. I know I'm nowhere near him. But I was listening to the full, like, everybody together. I was like, I don't think that's what the song is. You're going to you're going to get me on lead guitar and acoustic on this, and maybe no drums probably. But this is called "I Went Online." It felt like years to me since I thought of your memory. Sip by sip, I got you off my mind. Mornings without you there, I found the strength to say who cares. Then one day I went online. There on Facebook, I took one look, and it all came back again. The beach down in Galveston, that trip to Vegas when we won the week we spent out in LA. On a stretch of highway near North Bend, you said you'd love me till the end. In Boston, you didn't have too much to say. Then from my front porch, I watched you drive away. Sometimes it's funny, mostly not. Life's a ball of joy tangled in knots. The pain's supposed to ease with time. I rarely travel down the road, I like to keep it close to home. Then one day I went online, and I was transported, I could not avoid it. It all came back again. The beach down in Galveston, that trip to Vegas when we won the week we spent out in LA. On a stretch of highway near North Bend, you said you loved me till the end. In Boston, you didn't have too much to say. But from my front porch, I watched you drive away. You both look happy in that picture by the lake, on a trip to Europe that you promised me we'd take. The beach down in Galveston, that trip to Vegas when we won the week we spent out in LA. On a stretch of highway near North Bend, you said you loved me till the end. In Boston, you didn't have too much to say. But from my front porch, I watched you drive away. I rebuilt my life again with walls so thick you can't get in. Then one day I went online.
I like the vibe of that song.
I do too.
And Pam, you've been playing here for nearly 50 minutes, several songs with no safety net, no music stand, no iPad, no...
Not my own
anything.
guitar.
Not even your own guitar. How do you keep it all straight? I haven't seen you stumble on lyrics, stumble on chords. It just seems to come natural.
I practice a lot. I'm a firm believer in practice. That's me. You know, some people don't, but I'm always practicing all of my songs. Every day I'm gonna practice for at least an hour. maybe
Wow.
more.
Fantastic.
And, like, I have a set list for a show, but if that's all I practice, like when you ask for cornflakes and beer, if I didn't practice all the time, I might be like, oh man, I
How
haven't
does
played
that song
that
go?
song because
Yeah.
I really don't play that song out too much. Because I try to keep things a little more, upbeat depending on
Right.
where I am. But yeah, so I practice a lot.
How
So
about-
that's one of the things.
How about on the front end of songs as you're coming up with ideas and putting songs together? Do you have a way are you writing things down, talking them into your phone? Because
Talking them into my phone. You'd be surprised how many songs I come up with while I'm running.
well,
I'm running, going, and then la 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 la.
That's the reason I asked, because you told a story earlier about the smiling dog, and that came to you while you were running. And
A lot of my songs
it's
have.
been many years since I was a runner, but I was, and that would have been a serious conflict in my head of, do I keep running or do I stop and write this down or somehow record it? Because I don't think I could do both at the same time.
Yeah, I do. I'll run and I'll save it on my phone. Mowing the lawn is another place where I write a lot of lyrics.
A Zen kind of thing, yeah?
Yeah, and I'll just come up with it and I run inside and I write it down and I go back out to mowing my lawn. So yeah, a lot of outdoors stuff is where the idea comes to me, or I finish them up. Yeah.
So I think that's the idea is don't think that you're going to remember the idea.
Oh no.
Record it somehow.
Yeah, you can count on.
Oh yeah,
Probably not
yeah.
remembering.
In the middle of the night, I have a song called Romance Buzz, and I was in bed, I was falling asleep, and somehow that romance buzz popped into my head, and I'm like, that'd be a cool title. I grabbed my phone, Romance Buzz, and I went and wrote the song next day.
Smart.
Excellent. Well, we've got the time for another song or so, maybe two if you want to play two, because it's your show. You can
Well,
do
let's
whatever the heck
do
you
something
want to.
happy.
Okay.
You got a couple sad ones there. Let's. This is.
Damn it, we're going to do something happy.
We're gonna do a happy one. Damn it. Yes. This is the first song coming off of my new album, and it is called That Kind of Summer. Raise your hands and wave them high. There's a feeling in the air. This flip-flop summer day could take us anywhere. Hidden path on an old beach road, nothing's predefined. Best part about living life is never knowing what you'll find. So get your suitcase out, who knows when we'll be back. T-shirt and cut-off shorts is all you need to pack. It's a top roll bag, that kind of summer, sun streaks in your hair. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, smell of sunscreen in the air. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, like nowhere else we've been. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, it's time that we jump in. '95 and rising fast, not a cloud up in the sky. Now take those Ray-Bans off and let me see your big brown eyes. Living for the moment, building castles in the sand. We can hitch out on a wave and never look back again. There's no itinerary, X upon the map. We'll send a postcard when we find out where we're at. Oh, it's a top roll bag, that kind of summer, sun streaks in your hair. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, smell of sunscreen in the air. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, like nowhere else we've been. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, it's time that we jump in. Who cares what time it is, we got nowhere to be. Turn up the radio and save a dance for me. It's a top roll bag, that kind of summer, sun streaks in your hair. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, smell of sunscreen in the air. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, like nowhere else we've been. A top roll bag, that kind of summer, it's time that we jump in. It's a top roll bag, that kind of summer. It's a top roll bag, that kind of summer. that kind of summer.
Well, the timing on that release is perfect.
I hope that kind of summer is coming up soon.
I do too. That sounds fabulous. No, what a great timing coming out in May.
Well, that's why I had it as my first release. I'm like, this will be perfect for the start of summer.
Yeah, here for that.
Well, y'all have been listening to Pam Ross play live here on the Pass the Hat studio. Learn more at pamrossmusic.com or at Pam Ross Music, pretty much everywhere.
And go to the shows section of her website, pamrossmusic.com.
Okay, I will.
And you can see her play live in the first 2 weeks of May if you live here in central North Carolina. So really, you have no excuses. I expect y'all to show
See
up.
where excuses. You wait just a couple of weeks, she'll be playing it over at Nash Street Tavern right here in Hillsborough.
Yeah.
Yes, I really like playing there. That's a great place to play.
Yeah, it's a
I
fun
always
place.
enjoy it.
And also, will your album be out on Bandcamp?
No.
Okay.
No. It's you can go to my website.
Okay.
And like I said, I release one single at a time, so the whole thing won't drop right away.
Okay.
That is the right way to do it.
But Spotify, Apple, all those online places.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's not on Bandcamp.
Okay. We're encouraging people to give you money, is what we're saying.
Oh, I enjoy that.
It's all about money. Yes.
Yep.
I've always have a tip jar at my shows.
As you should.
There
Just
you
letting
go.
you know.
Well, you're not going anywhere, folks, because what we're going to do, we are going to shut down the live stream, but here's where you need to go so you can continue listening to Pam Ross be our DJ.
Tell them where to go, Kim Lane.
Tell us where, you always say that. Why does he do that? No, you want to know what inspires Pam Ross. What is she listening to now? You're going to go to WHUPFM.org and you're going to play that, hit that play live button, and it'll play live in your browser, or you can go to Radio Garden, spin the globe, hit Hillsborough, WHUP, listen to us, or you can go to the TuneIn app and tune in to WHUP-FM. But for now, we're going to shut down the live stream, wave goodbye to all of your fans. If you want to see this show again, like see it with your eyeballs,